Welcome back to BLOCKTV. Days after reports came out that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is suing Telegram in federal court in an effort to block the social media giant from launching its Gram cryptocurrencies in the United States, sources in Telegram tell BLOCKTV News that an even greater regulatory threat is on the horizon. BLOCKTV senior correspondent Ashraf Evans now joins me in studio with more of those details. What do we know?
All right, Yael. So sources inside Telegram have exclusively told BLOCKTV of some latest developments coming inside Telegram in relation to all this regulatory news that we're hearing. So first, the notable point that according to this source spoken to us, inside Telegram, the SEC is not such a big concern for Telegram at the moment. They're saying that the SEC, though it's made this ruling and it has created this temporary injunction, they'd be willing to cop the fine, pay it, and move forward. That as far as
that's not their biggest headache.
That's not their biggest headache. What is their biggest headache? FinCEN. For those who don't remember, FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, a bureau of the U.S. Treasury Department that collects information about financial crimes, money laundering, terrorism, all the things related to do with the US dollar and financial crimes. All right, so what they say is FinCEN has put Telegram under investigation. They've been investigating Telegram over money laundering suspicions, with particular concerns demanding that Telegram implement full KYC, know your customer requirements on all token holders once Gram launches, something that is antithesis of Telegram's overarching sort of ethos on privacy and
it completely knocks, it defeats the purpose of the whole
Exactly, the whole operation, right. The way that they run their business from the get-go. Pavel Durov famously has refused to work with Russian regulators, even just on a privacy and data front, let alone on this monetary front to implement full KYC.
Now, per sources, as we said, FinCEN investigating supposedly Telegram, but FinCEN investigations are crucial for a corporation.
Exactly, certainly right. FinCEN has some pretty serious teeth they can bite with. This isn't just empty threats. They have the capacity to block the European banks that are currently holding a lot of Telegram's finances and block them from being able to access those finances, effectively shutting down large swaths of Telegram's operations. And they say that these same sources have told us that they are concerned inside Telegram that although they've been attempting to cooperate with FinCEN, FinCEN themselves are not satisfied with Telegram's answers that they've responded to so far, and that at any moment they could come out and effectively block Telegram from being able to move forward financially. This is
and as we said, coming from sources to BLOCKTV News, FinCEN supposedly, according to those sources, investigating Telegram over money laundering suspicions. Now, Telegram, just recapping with you, apropos the accusations of money laundering and aiding and abetting funny business, has long been connected to the name of Telegram. Certainly. You know, never really proven true. Could be FUD, but that's one of the main arguments against
Certainly,
Telegram.
and I mean, Telegram itself has often been affiliated with a number of illicit activities in its social media and its messaging network so far.
And the claim that during the Paris attacks, the terrorists were using Telegram.
Even today, if we look to protests in Hong Kong, for example, they're using Telegram as their main messaging service in order to relay information between them.
Yep.
Politics aside, that's sort of going against government
Journalists
intentions.
and people within the sphere do the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, an interesting point to note with this is what Telegram is reportedly considering responding to FinCEN and any further regulatory crackdown in the United States. They say they've got a few options still on the table. One, they could consider refunding US investors, but that's talking to the tune, according to the SEC's lawsuit, of $425 million. So that's about almost a third of their total $1.7 billion of funding raised. Not the best option, arguably. They're also considering delaying the launch of the Telegram Open Network.
Which is around the corner.
Exactly. That comes against a big problem, Yael, is that Telegram has a contractual sunset clause deadline of October 31st, which they have to launch by in order to keep to their investors, their initial 171 investors require contractual obligations.
They could still launch but not distribute the coins in the United States, but that also begs the question,
also, that's going to be very difficult. That's also going to be very difficult to manage, because FinCEN could argue, as the SEC argued in the Block 1 case, that US investors could still potentially access it through VPNs, through whatever, through a whole bunch of mechanisms, and that puts it at risk, and they're going to go ahead and block anyway. So that really isn't a full solution.
Right.
So again, sources exclusively talking to BLOCKTV, deeply concerned about FinCEN and other regulatory crackdowns. This is coming at the cusp of the launch.
10 minutes to midnight.
We are we're
really
halfway.
is.
We're literally halfway through the month of October.
Right.
They have until the end of the month to keep to their contractual obligations. Seems they're between a rock and a hard place. It's going to be interesting to see what Telegram does moving
Now,
forward.
you reached out to FinCEN yet to get a response from them,
Yes,
right?
we've reached out to FinCEN in order to try and get some response. Notoriously not the most speedy organization to reach out to them to respond to, so we're still waiting on a response, which of course we'll update.
No,
viewers
entirely.
as
I
soon
wonder
as
what
we
will
have.
come first, an approved ETF or a response from FinCEN, but we'll see. As we said, exclusive information per sources relate to BLOCKTV News. I want to thank you, Usher Westrup Evans, for your BLOCKTV. We will be right back.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.